Hi everyone, welcome to this professional development session on competency-based assessment principles. I'm Xavier, one of the senior teachers at ECE, and I'm delighted to have you here as we explore how these principles help us to design a fair, valid, and inclusive assessment practices, especially in ELICOS and adult learning environments. Before we begin, let's quickly go over some work health safety points. Please take note of the nearest exits. In case of an emergency, follow the green signs and live calmly. Keep walkways clear. If you're using a chair, make sure it's adjusted to support your back. Sit comfortably, which you're doing. Take breaks if you need to. Stretch your legs, have some water, and rest your eyes. Please report anything unsafe right away. If you feel unwell, let me or a colleague know immediately. Your safety is important. Once everyone's comfortable, we'll start the session. Okay. By the end of this session, you'll be able to understand competency-based assessment principles and recognize how they apply to ESL assessment contexts, and identify the areas to improve assessment quality through practical scenarios. And here's our roadmap. First, I'll walk you through the principles and rules using some visuals and examples. Then we'll work on case study and try scenario matching task. And finally, we'll debrief through group discussion and wrap up with a short knowledge check. Okay, everyone, before we dive into deeper content on assessment and evidence, let's start with a quick warm-up. We're going to look at 3 short ELICOS scenarios that related to the principle of assessment or the rules of evidence, or sometimes both. Some of you may already be very familiar with the concepts from the previous training or hands-on practice, and for others, this might be new or still a bit abstract. That's totally okay. This activity is about sharing ideas and building understanding together. We're looking at 2 scenarios on our PowerPoint. So each one describes a short situation that could happen in our ELICOS classroom or admin processes. So let's discuss. So let's look at case 1, writing roles. And here we've got a teacher collecting just one persuasive essay to assess students' overall writing ability for the entire term. So what do you think? Is that enough? What might be missing? Who wants to speak first?
I can try. My first thought is it's not strong evidence at all. If the teacher wasn't there, how can we be sure it is the students' own work? Maybe someone else read it for them or even recorded it. And oral assessment is meant to show the students' real speaking ability, but this way you can't check things like fluency, pronunciation, or how they respond on the spot. It feels unreliable.
True. How about the others?
Well, I kind of can see why a teacher might pick one essay, because for the teacher, it's easy to grade and compare, and it's easier job for them, but it's not complete. Writing is one of these things. It's not just about making an argument. It's also about the voice, the organization, the grammar, and even experimenting with different genre, in your writing. So if you just use only one persuasive essay, you might not catch how a student grows in other area. It's like, judging a musician after hearing him just play one song, that's just not enough.
Exactly, yeah, thank you.
I think one essay kind of really captured the whole picture. Writing ability shows up in small assignments too, like journals, responses, or drafts. If you only have 1 grade the final, you're missing the process of how the student got there, and sometimes growth is in the rough work.
Yeah. I would like you to speak a bit louder because the reception. Okay. Yeah.
I think it probably depends on the purpose. So if you just want to take a quick snapshot, then maybe one essay is probably enough.
Yeah.
But if you want to measure like the skill and progress like throughout a term, then you probably need, you know, a few different things, right?
Yeah, very insightful. Okay, let's go to case 2. Oh, that's the mystery interview. So this is about an oral assessment recording submitted by the student, but no one can tell if it's done and who did it, and the teacher wasn't present. So what's your gut reaction, and why or why not?
I think my first thought is that's not really strong evidence at all. If the teacher wasn't there, how can we be sure it's the students' own work? Maybe someone else read it for them or even recorded it. I think an oral assessment is meant to show the students' real speaking ability, but this way you can't really check things like fluency, pronunciation, or how they respond on the spot. It feels unreliable.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, I get that the recording can make an assessment easier, but honestly, it just seems, you know, a bit too risky. You don't know who is behind your voice. You know, it could be someone else, or if the student practiced 100 times, you know, before sending in, so you can't really tell.
Yeah.
You know, like for strong evidence, you need to show that the learner can actually do live with live, and the only way they can do it is if the teacher was watching or at least, you know, supervising. But otherwise, it's more like a performance that someone could practice, polish, or just fake it rather than just improve their ability.
Yeah, sure.
I think my issue was the timing. Like the task was too long and the students rushed, and it didn't really show what the students could do if given enough time.
Yeah, timing.
Yeah, and I once did an assessment that was just way too narrow. So it only tested the memory, not skills.
Yeah.
And so results kind of didn't really reflect, you know, how the student could apply what they learned.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So, just now your responses show how we have a strong base, and some areas will build on that. Now, you have more experiences to share. Take some time to think about a time when your assessment didn't go as planned. Maybe a student didn't understand the task, or the result didn't reflect their real ability. What do you think was missing? Is it something about fairness, clarity, or relevance?
I think I remember students had the knowledge, but they're confused by the instructions, and so the results probably weren't fair.
Yeah, right. Not fair.
And there was a time where the task didn't match what they were actually practicing in class.
And that's relevance.
Yeah, I mean, my issue is that it's about timing. Sometimes the task could be too long, and some student just rushed it, and it didn't really show what they could do if they had given enough time.
Yeah.
For me, I once set an assessment that was too narrow. It only tested memory but not skills. The result didn't reflect how students could apply what they learned.
Sure, we all had this kind of experience. We always have some trial and errors. So that reflection directly connects to what we are going to focus. So let's see how we can strengthen our assessments. When you look at this picture, it's like you're assessing a learner's ability to follow work safety procedures in the kitchen. The assessment asks them to describe what they would do, but they've never been in the kitchen before. And how effective is that? Or another one, a learner with strong speaking skills scores poorly on the written test because they didn't understand the instructions. Does that truly reflect their competence? So these examples remind us that the way we assess must be just as thoughtful as we assess. So here's the Venn diagram about principles of assessment and rules of evidence. So it shows that how the principle of assessment and the rules of evidence connect, and how they each play their own part in quality assessment. So on the left, we got the principle of assessment: valid, reliable, flexible, and fair. So this guide how we actually design and deliver our assessments. So they're all about making sure what we assess is relevant, consistent, adaptable to learners' needs, and fair to everyone. On the right, there are rules of evidence: validity, sufficiency, authenticity, and currency. This guide how we judge the evidence learners give us. And let's check, does the evidence match what we are assessing? Or is there enough of it? Or is it the learner's own work, and is it current? Now here's the key thing. These two sets of rules are different, but they work hand in hand. The principles of assessment focus on the assessment process, and one is about how we run the show, and the other is about whether the performance on stage proves what it needs to go. And right in the middle of this diagram, we see validity, because both sides care about that. What we assess needs to be valid, and the evidence we collect needs to be valid too. So in a nutshell, good assessment depends on both a solid structure and solid proof. That's what this diagram is all about. So let's begin with principle of assessment. This guides how assessments should be designed and conducted. There are 4 key principles. Fairness. Consider individual learner needs and offer reasonable adjustments like extra time or alternate methods. We had students with weak eyesight and they need extra large fonts on the test paper. In terms of flexibility, we can use assessment methods that match learner preferences and context. Some prefer typing or some prefer writing. Validity. Ensure assessments measure what they claim. If a skill is essential, assess through practical skills, not theory. You can never tell who the fastest runner is through their writing performance, right? As for reliability, maintain consistent interpretation across assessors using the clear rubrics. And moderation. One example is the writing rubric we've been using. That's why, your supervisor always reminds you, let's use the same rule, for every case. Now it's time to check your understanding. Let's take a quiz. I think you need your phone with your, let's scan the Kahoot. Let's go with the assessment of principles first. Rules of evidence. Assessment principles. What does that happen? Scan the code.
And then
Yeah, I need to see some students. Have you all scanned?
Not yet.
Your neck
We'll try again.
Yeah, we've got.
so I am funky parakeet.
Amazing elephant.
Amazing elephant.
Radiant macaw.
I'm not scared yet.
So what do we do? Do we spin?
Yeah. See your nickname on screen.
It's not working.
Fancy seahorse. That's good.
I'm funky parakeet.
Oh, that's nice.
My name is on the board now.
Oh, hi.
Who else?
How do I
So
know?
are you on?
How do I know about Mono?
You have to okay go.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the fancy seahorse.
Oh, we've got 3.
Oh, mighty armadillo.
Yeah. Do you need to scan again? Oh, yeah, we've got
Right.
4.
Done. Okay. So what are the questions?
Seahorse. Oh, I like
Okay,
that.
let's begin.
Assessment principles.
Okay, the first one. One student does typing, another completes it orally. Both are assessed against the same criteria and learning outcome. What does it mean? What does it relate to?
Same criteria.
Yeah, flexibility. Yeah, it means both methods assess the same learning outcomes, showing the assessment is flexible and tailored to learner preferences.
Yes. Okay.
3 teachers use the same rubric and give consistent scores on the writing task. Interpretation of standard is confirmed.
So what is it then? Interpretation of standard is confirmed. What is that? Fairness, validity. It's not flexibility, definitely.
Can I just interpret it in my own preference? Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, reliability. Yeah.
Alright. I thought I pressed.
Yeah, reliable assessment is demonstrated through consistent interpretation of criteria across assessors.
Feels fun.
Yeah, of course.
Competed strike
Not
coming out.
for the mighty armadillo.
A student with hearing loss completes a captioned video task instead of a listening test. Clear instructions provided.
Oh, okay. It's good.
Yes, fairness. Yeah, so we can ensure learners' needs are accommodated and the assessment is conducted fairly and transparently. Orally assessed through discussions, not written reflections, to measure speaking and interaction skills accurately.
I don't know.
Just to measure our speaking skills and interaction skills.
Alright.
Yes, it's valid. It's valid. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Oh.
Assessment principle. Oh, so that's the result.
Yeah, mighty.
Mighty. Who is that?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Fancy seahorse. And who is the champion? Oh, Radiant Macaw.
Ah,
Who's that?
congratulations.
Who's that? Is it? You're the
I
Radiant.
think there was one question I didn't answer. I
Yeah,
think
I think the question
I
is
think it was
slow.
the second question. Yeah, I think it was too slow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
this is
It
all.
was fun. It was a fun
Yeah.
exercise. Oh, and you won. You can claim your reward.
Hey, alright.
Oh, this is
Okay, exit the game.
okay. Wow, I never knew game was that fun.
Kahoot, yeah. It's pretty good too, Kahoot.
Page. Okay, let's go back to the slide. Can you help? Yeah, I need technical assistance. Great. Great, thank you. So now let's go to rules of evidence. So there's a table here. If we talk about validity, a student is assessed on giving an oral presentation as required by the unit. Submitting a written essay instead would not meet the performance criteria. In terms of sufficiency, a teacher collects multiple speaking examples from different class activities or over the term, not just one, to confirm the student can consistently communicate orally. Authenticity. For an online writing task, the teacher schedules a live Zoom check-in where the student explains their work to confirm it's truly theirs. As for currency, a student submits a science project from last year. The teacher asks for a recent lab report to ensure the student's current skills meet the standard. I think, yeah, you have been doing it. Yeah, quite good. And let's go for another case study. And let's look at the story. It features an ESL teacher designing an oral presentation task that unintentionally violates two other principles. So let's watch closely and note what could be improved. So this is Miss Lee. She's an enthusiastic new teacher. Wanted to challenge elementary English class with a formal oral presentation. She designed a task where every student had to present a 5-minute persuasive speech on Australia's economic policy. She provided no choice in topic or format, explaining, this will prepare you for academic presentations at university. On presentation day, some students struggled. One strong speaker from Colombia, usually confident in discussions, stumbled over unfamiliar vocabulary and abstract ideas. Another student, who was keen on visual storytelling, wasn't allowed to use slides because Ms. Lee insisted on a strict script format. Later, during the moderation, a colleague commented, "It's hard to tell if we are really assessing speaking skills or just background knowledge." And it seems like the task didn't allow students to show what they can really do. So, what is your opinion about the story regarding the relevant principles or rule of evidence? What do you think?
I think it was probably too content heavy for some of the learners anyway.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't well designed for the intended assessment purpose.
Yes, content heavy. Yeah, I think so.
And I think students are being tested on topic knowledge more than on their oral communication. Not flexible as well.
Yeah, we need to test on the communication skills. Yeah.
I feel some, like the topic was just way too advanced for the elementary learners. If the students don't even know the basic words, they can't really give us persuasive speech, can they? It just doesn't really test their speaking, it just makes them feel nervous.
Yeah, it is. That's what happened to me before. Okay, how about?
Yeah, I think the lack of choice was a problem. the students had been able to pick a more familiar topic, we'd probably see more confidence and some probably like clearer language. Forcing everyone to stick to the same script just hides their sort of real ability.
Yeah, great insights. So many of you noticed that the task lacked flexibility and didn't provide valid evidence of speaking ability. So let's briefly unpack what could be done instead. So let's have a quick recap. Assessments should be fair, flexible, valid, and reliable. The evidence you gather must be valid, sufficient, authentic, and current. These principles and rules are there. They aren't just checklists. They ensure our learners are truly supported and assessed meaningfully. So let's have the final quiz.
One more quiz.
Yeah, one more quiz.
Are we supposed to do Kahoot again?
Yeah. Out. No. This need to go back. Oh, it's here. Rules of evidence. Okay, scan the code.
Okay.
Actually, I think too.
Spin. What name should I? Alright. I'm the mystical chicken.
Mystical chicken.
I'm giving lion.
Okay, we are in.
Okay.
Who's golden swan?
Golden swan.
Right, what's the questions?
Rules of evidence. So, student is observed presenting 4 times over the semester. So this aligns with
4 times.
instead of 1, we have 4. Yeah, sufficiency.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Yay.
I think I got it right. Yay!
Drawing a diagram isn't accepted when it requires written explanation.
Okay. So that should be, I guess, validity.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, all correct. Good job.
I think this one is easier. Who is athletic wild beast?
Essay written during class to ensure it's the student's own work.
Okay. I would say
Yay.
not currency.
Authenticity is authentic.
Yeah, we all got it right.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, next.
Wow, this is the fastest.
Okay, next.
Teacher rejects a 2022 science report for this year.
Okay. That should be not sufficiency.
Yeah.
Not validity.
Has to be current. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Alright.
Oh, well done.
Okay, the result.
Yeah. Let's look at who's the champion.
Alright.
Who's the fastest?
Golden Swan. Who's Golden Swan?
Golden Swan.
Thank you.
Oh, that's me, Mystical Chicken.
Mr. Coach King.
And who's this? Is that you?
You again.
Oh, you again! Athletic
Yeah.
wild beast.
And just really good at this.
Yeah, and pay attention.
You're the best student.
You're the best student.
Okay. slide. So, you just press the play. Yeah. Oh, that's good. To wrap up. Today we explore the core principles and evidence rules that underpin high quality assessment. You've done a great job identifying where the things go wrong and how to improve them. Based on your participation, I can see many of you are already applying the concepts very well, and I encourage you to reflect on your own assessments and what might need more validity or flexibility. In our next section, we'll start drafting real assessment plans, applying today's learning into practice. If you'd like, bring a learner profile or task you're currently using. Okay, see you there.
See you there.
See you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.